Hi, grade 6. This is Miss Brianna, your English teacher from Knowledge Private School. Welcome to your next English class. This is lesson 15 of our online classes. Today we will look at pages 37 to 39 in your student book. Open your book to page 37. Remember, we were learning about has got or hasn't got. Has got or hasn't got. Has got means that you have it. For example, he has got a phone. Hasn't mean not. He doesn't or he hasn't got. Now remember, we use have or haven't for I, you, we or they. We would say have or haven't. But for he, she, it, or a name, we use has got or hasn't got. Repeat after me. Have got, haven't got. When do we use these? With I, you, we, or they. Repeat after me. Has got, hasn't got, and we use these with he, she, it, or someone's name. Look at this boy. What does he have? He's got a camera. What else? He's got a CD player. What else? He's got a tennis racket. Repeat after me. He's got a camera. He's got a CD player. He's got a tennis racket. He hasn't got a bicycle. He hasn't got a phone. Now look at her. This is a girl, so we would say she. What does she have? She's got a phone. She's got a phone. What else? She's got a bicycle. What else? She's got a laptop or computer. Repeat after me. She's got a phone. She's got a bicycle. She's got a laptop or computer. In your notebook, write about your family and your friends. For example, my father has got a camera. You can say like, my father has got a car. Or you can say, my sister has got a camera. Write a sentence here. Change this or this. This is the person, this is the item or the thing. And write another sentence. This time, write about something that they haven't got. For example, my sister hasn't got a bicycle. You could say, my mother hasn't got a bicycle. You can say, my sister hasn't got a computer. Whatever you like, write one sentence here and one sentence here. This must use has got and this must use hasn't got. Remember, has got means yes, hasn't got no. Turn the page. This is page 38. Listen to the sentences. The policeman played football in the park. Buy bananas in the bazaar. My brother's bicycle was in the park at 2:30. Now the letters P and B can be a little similar, but remember that B is harder, P is softer. Say policeman. Say buy. P is softer, it has more air. B is harder, like b, b. Now, P always makes a P sound unless you see it with H. Remember, H changes a letter's sound. T says T, but TH says the. C says K, but CH says ch. In the same way, P says P, but PH says F, like an F. F. PH has a different sound. like in elephant. Here the PH says F. Or in phone. Here the PH says F. If you see PH, say F, F. Now, repeat these after me. The policeman played football in the park. Buy bananas in the bazaar. My brother's bicycle was in the park at 2:30. Last time we were learning about sickness like cough, headache, stomach ache, or cuts. Today we will read about cuts. This says, first aid for cuts. This means the first thing you should do if you have a cut. Just listen. Small cuts. First, wash the cut. Use a lot of water. It's a good idea to use soap too. Make sure the cut is clean. Then, dry the cut with a clean towel. Next, put antiseptic cream on the cut. Finally, put a clean plaster on the cut. What about big cuts? These can be dangerous. Don't put plasters on a big cut. Cover the cut with a clean towel. Go to the hospital and see a doctor. We have pictures here about what you should do for a small cut. What should you do first? Wash the cut. Here, they are washing the cut. They are using a lot of water and soap. It says make sure. Sure meaning in Kurdish bestraft, but it means you know. For sure. Make sure the cut is clean. Then, second, dry the cut with a clean towel. Here, they are drying the cut with a clean towel. Dry means to take the water away. Dry. Dry. Next, put antiseptic cream on the cut. Picture 3. Here they put cream on the cut. Finally, or last, put a clean plaster on the cut. This is a plaster, or we can also call this Band-Aid. Band-Aid, or plaster, on the cut. Now this is for small cuts, like on your finger, but for big cuts, these can be dangerous. So don't put plasters. Cover the cut with a clean towel, like this towel, and go where? To the hospital to see a doctor. Read the sentences, write good idea or bad idea in your notebook. Number 1. Clean cuts with a dirty towel. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? Of course, it's a bad idea. You can write bad idea here. It's a bad idea because dirt from the dirty towel could get inside the cut inside your body. Number 2, put a plaster on a big cut. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? Well, this is a bad idea. It says don't put plasters on a big cut. A big cut is dangerous. You need to go to the hospital. This is also a bad idea. Number 3, if you have a big cut, go to the hospital. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? This is a good idea. If you have a big cut, it says go to the hospital. Yes. Okay, number 4, wash a small cut with water. Is this a good or a bad idea? Of course, this is a good idea. Here it says wash the cut. The first picture, they wash the cut in case there's dirt in it. Number 5, first put a plaster on a small cut, then wash it. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? It's saying put a plaster on first. So do this first and then wash it. Do this second. Nope, this is also a bad idea. You must do this first and this last. Now repeat after me. Small cuts. First, wash the cut. Use a lot of water. It's a good idea to use soap too. Make sure the cut is clean. Then dry the cut with a clean towel. Next, put antiseptic cream on the cut. Finally, put a clean plaster on the cut. Big cuts. These can be dangerous. Don't put plasters on a big cut. Cover the cut with a clean towel. Go to the hospital and see a doctor. Now you know what to do if you have a small cut or a big cut. Okay, let's look at this page. Here we have 4 pictures of illnesses. Do you remember what these are? We say illness or sickness. This is a cut. This is a stomach ache. See, she has her hand on her stomach. Stomach ache. This is a headache. This is a cold. Here we see all the illnesses we learned about. Repeat after me. Cold. Cough. Cough is like headache, when your head hurts. Stomach ache, when your stomach hurts. Toothache, when your tooth hurts. Cut. So, these are illnesses and these are solutions. What you should do if you have this illness. What should you do if you have a cold? Should you go to the doctor? Go to bed. Take an aspirin. This is medicine. Take some cough medicine. Put a plaster on it. This is a plaster on the finger. Go to the dentist. If you have a cold, what should you do? Well, you don't need to go to the doctor just for a cold. You don't need cough medicine or a plaster or a dentist. Maybe some pills, but usually it is best if you go to bed. What about a cough? What's the best thing to do if you have a cough? If you have a cough, the best thing to do is take some cough medicine. If you have a headache, what is the best thing for you to do? The best thing to do is, well, you could go to bed or take an aspirin. It's very good to take an aspirin if you have a headache. Aspirin is medicine. If you have a stomach ache, what is the best thing to do? Yeah, it's a good idea to take an aspirin or go to bed. If you have a toothache, what should you do? If you have a toothache, you should go to the dentist. What about if you have a cut? What should you do if you have a cut? You should go to the doctor, or if it's small, just put a plaster on it. Repeat after me. What's the matter? I've got a headache. Why don't you take an aspirin? That's a good idea. What's the matter means, something is not good. What is it? In Kurdish, taheda. What does she have? She has a headache. Oh, headache is not fun to have. What does he tell her to take? He tells her to take an aspirin. Can you all say aspirin? Aspirin. And what does she say? She says that's a good idea. All of these are good ideas. What do you do when you are sick? What do you do if you have a headache? What do you do if you have a cut? Review this lesson if you have questions. If not, move on to the homework. For homework, complete pages 30 and 31. Do not do this. Here, write sentences about these people. Headache, she's got a headache. Toothache, right? She's got a toothache. Temperature, right? She's got a temperature. Temperature means if your head is very hot, like a fever. Cold, right? She's got a cold. Just like this sentence. And then here, he's got a stomach ache. He's got a cut and he's got a cough. Next, make 2 sentences. Add the verb. For example, my grandmother has got a mobile phone. My grandfather hasn't got a CD player. Remember, has means yes, hasn't means no. Take a look at page 31. Here, read about the Jones family and then answer these questions. Is it true, which means yes, or false, no? Listen while I read. Everyone in the Jones family is feeling bad today. Mrs. Jones has got a cold and a temperature. Mr. Jones has got a cold, but he hasn't got a temperature. The children are feeling bad too. Jack hasn't got a cold or a temperature. He's got a toothache, and he's very unhappy. Amy's got a headache, and she can't do her schoolwork. Wow, this is a bad day for them, but at least they don't have COVID. So here you will say true or false. Write T if it's yes, write F if it's false or no. And we will discuss this in our live class. So complete this and we will correct it in the live class. Next, write about the Thompson family. For example, he's got a cough, he's got a temperature. She's got a cough, but she hasn't got a temperature. He hasn't got a cough or a temperature. He's got a headache and a stomach ache. She's got a toothache. She's got a toothache, and she will not go to her friend's house. So practice making sentences and writing these sentences. Read the story and complete true or false here. We will review your questions and your homework in the live class on Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you then. Goodbye, everyone.